All right, good morning, everybody. My name is Edwin Elmendorp, and today we're going to talk about a new exciting product that we have, which is called Cadac Organized Task Force. Document collaboration made easy. Before we get started, I want to do a quick audio check. Can everybody hear my voice? Can everyone hear me? Okay, I see a little check mark from Matthew. Thank you. All right. Let me turn off a few things here. My status, do not disturb. So today again, we're going to talk about a new application, a brand new application that is called Cadac Organized Task Force. It's an application that runs on obviously Microsoft SharePoint. We're kind of famous for delivering engineering solutions on Microsoft SharePoint. So let's get started. We'll take about 35 minutes. We're going to walk you through a number of different scenarios here to kind of showcase the solution, and hopefully it's something that will be of interest to you. So the first slide is a bit of a challenge, and this is a slide um, that intends to display some of the challenges that we have, right? So we are familiar with quite a few companies and customers that have implemented a very formal, and they've implemented our full-blown document control solution. And what we still see, even in projects that I'm personally involved in, is that even though on the corporate world we have people that, okay, we have a formal document control system, this is this, we have internal staff and contractors and IT department, but email is still being used a lot. And even on some of the bigger projects where it's really formal, if it doesn't go through the system, we don't accept it. But sometimes people just find ways to, okay, here's my email, and they communicate through not the formal system, right? So why is that? Sometimes these bigger systems, there's a lot of workflow processing involved in it, and it's not as flexible, it's not as quick, and it's not as easy as just shooting off an email. The issue with that, however, is that email is almost completely ungoverned, and that obviously is a big challenge. So people revert to things that are quick and easy if a big system is not that quick and easy, right? So that kind of makes sense. So email quickly then gets out of hand. That potentially is an issue, and certainly if you have the somewhat smaller jobs where you don't always need all of the formality that you have with the bigger systems, then having a system that allows you to quickly put some governance and control into how you manage and share and collaborate with your outside parties could be a very useful tool. Right? So with that, we have also done a little bit of research, and or not us, but AIM, which is very famous in this regard. They've done quite a bit of research on why companies are doing this. And what we found out is that the need for organizations to share information beyond corporate walls is growing. And this is from 2016, so by now it's only gotten bigger. And what people are saying is more than half of people in an organization need to share something with people outside of their organization. And whether this is for a formal engineering project that I'm very often involved in, or it's an HR person that needs to send out a couple of contracts and she needs to get some feedback on it and wants to keep tabs on it. There's a myriad of reasons on why people have the desire to share information beyond corporate borders, right? So that's kind of one interesting fact. Another interesting fact is that there's an increasing need to establish corporate standards for cloud-based sharing. So suddenly we have all of these wonderful solutions, from Dropbox to Google Drives to OneDrive to you name it, but without any governance that will control how you share that information, you can end up you sort of end up really quickly with a landfill of information. Nobody knows where it's at, where's it located, who has access to it, when did we share, why did we share this, and that really becomes an issue because, and you can kind of see it in the title of the URL here, the digital landfill, and that really becomes a bit of a struggle if you don't have any tools at all to how do you quickly do things like this, right? So another interesting fact here, and please go ahead download the full research. The ability to monitor and track information sharing is a key priority. That was one of the other outcomes of the questionnaire here, of the research. But 60% of the organizations said that a lack of insight about what is being shared with whom is a major concern for people, for companies, right? And that's very easy to imagine, right? So if we're using Dropbox to share stuff, but we don't know who really has access to it, and how, when, why, and how can we easily revoke it, and within a split second, people go, oh, okay, we've got an NDA with this company, and let me put it on X, Y, and Z, and here's 15 drawings for you to review. Okay, so who's keeping tabs on that we've revoked those security rights? Who's keeping tabs on why did we send it out, right? And again, this really comes into play when you need to share information with people, but you don't necessarily need the bigger systems out there that do an awesome job, but they're the bigger systems and they have a lot of awesome capability. So that's why I think that TaskForce is a lightweight alternative for companies if they need a controlled way of managing collaboration and sharing of information. So TaskForce is a SharePoint-based document management solution that allows users to collaborate on documents in an easy, flexible, but a controlled manner. It's a SharePoint app, which means that we can run both on-premise as in the online version of Microsoft SharePoint, and it's project-based. So it's task-driven, project-based, and there is a very extensive notification mechanism. So if you are sending out 15 drawings for review to a customer, you'll get notifications when they download it, when they open it up, when they complete their task, when they send you a response. They will get immediate notifications, and you can very easily change how those notifications are set up, right? So when you think about, if we take a slightly different direction or route, and you kind of think about formal deliverables management, then you essentially have, from our point of view and this perspective, you have two options, right? So option one is you pick and choose a mainstream document control system that allows you to manage the mega projects. There's a serious amount of capability, right? Anything is possible. Anything and everything is possible, which puts you really into control. You can schedule deliverables up front. You can predefine life cycles for deliverables. We can flexibly change permissions. And this is not just with Cadac, but pretty much any system that you think of has these types of capabilities. But the flip side of that is, because of all of the functionality, it very often is also a change in how people operate. And changing organizations and introducing tools that have a big impact, that's a difficult thing. That's not everybody is equipped, tasked. No matter how easy or how difficult that we make the tool, people will need to get used to a completely different way of working. And that's always a hard thing. That simply, it takes time, it takes people to adapt, it takes people to get used on. So the alternative that with the introduction of the SharePoint Online platform, Cadac said, cool, we've done this game for over 15 years now based on SharePoint. We pretty much do everything you can think of under option one, same as all the other big vendors. But what if we take a look at the marketplace and look at, because not everybody runs a mega project, right? Not every project is a huge project. You also have the smaller projects. What if we take a look at what's the essential critical need for people when they run a project and what they want to keep tabs on, right? So what if we could say the document lifecycle is not managed by the system, but it's managed by the individual user? That would take away the need for complex workflows and et cetera, et cetera. We give them a quick and easy to go to dashboard. The tasks are completely managed by the system. There's a very easy user management. There's a minimum impact on the organization, and we should be able to implement this in simple use cases in a couple of hours. During your lunch break, you should be able to kind of get going with TaskForce, right? Which is obviously a very different proposition from option one, and it's up to the people that we talk to kind of help them and guide them. What is the better, more flexible, more appropriate option for when you're running a project? Because not everything is possible with TaskForce. And the flip side is that it's a very easy implementation. The more features you want, the more complex it will get. Right? So a few of the differentiators is we're task-based, and we add functionality that's not available with the out-of-the-box features from SharePoint. So a few of those things are, why am I sharing this? What's a deadline? What does the other party need to supply back to me? So it's not just a quick and easy, you throw it over the wall and hopefully we'll get something back, but it's really keeping track of what do we need to get back. And we'll actively send you notifications when a task is almost due. Right? What we do not require, this is a major differentiator from a governance point of view. If you're using our application, your receiving party does not need access to your SharePoint at all. That is something that Cadac completely manages in a very secure manner. So all you do is you say, I want to share these 15 drawings with company XYZ. They get a secure download for a certain period of time, completely governed and managed by us. So that brings down the burden to manage their security credentials a lot, right? And that's a big advantage. The dashboard gives you immediate access into all of the documents that are issued by me, assigned to me, what's the status, are things completed or not, which is obviously a big advantage, right? So let's jump into a bit of a demo, because I kind of promised everybody that I wouldn't be talking for hours and hours, that I would keep it to about 30-35 minutes. And there's a few interesting examples here that I want to jump into. So the first scenario is I want to issue a task to an internal and an external, or internal and external project member. The internal people directly jump into SharePoint because they have access. The external people, they will provide it with a download link. That's kind of scenario one. It's very easy to take a look at that. The second scenario kind of builds up from that, right? Because, all right, but I'm going to send this out because I need them to update this drawing, or here's a template, a placeholder for that drawing, and I need them to enter that, and I would like to add a unique number. So aside from managing the tasks that you've sent out on these documents, you can also apply what we call unique document numbering. There's a document numbering provisioning tool built into the system, which we're going to dive into a little bit, right? The second scenario is, all right, this is interesting, but we don't work with individual drawings. Very often we work with packages of drawings. I have a set of 100 PNIDs or 15 data sheets or whatever the amount might be that I need to hand over quickly and easily to a set of people, to an individual for their review. And I would like to keep track of what their status is for those particular drawings. Right. So let's just jump right into it. Let's close a few things down here. Just close a few things down and open up the system. All right. So here's our little demo project. And what you can see on the screen here is a pretty much close to out-of-the-box Office 365 site. And what we've done, if we've added a dashboard here, and the dashboard is currently empty because as I should, I've closed out all of my activities. But the project here is about it's about a terminal somewhere up in Alberta, Canada, and we have a tank farm south and a tank farm north, and they're identified by their areas 00110. And what we need to do is we need to send out a bunch of drawings for this upgrade project. We're going to upgrade both of the tank farms, and we need to send out drawings and get some feedback on it. Or we're going to send out the drawings as we said in scenario 1. I have existing drawings and I need to get those modified, right? So let's just jump right into tank farm south. And here we're going to see a bunch of drawings. And when we take a look at it, when I open up a drawing, these are just sample drawings, obviously, then I can see a little drawing here that explains me what this drawing is about. And so these are PDF documents that are stored inside the actual system, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to jump into creating a task for the foundation for some maintenance building, right? So currently we don't have any tasks at all. Everything is closed out, nothing is open, which is good. But now we're going to add a task for a single drawing, right? So I'm going to say add a task. And the reason for issue is I need somebody to review this drawing. So the expected response is that I want people to either complete or reject and provide at least an updated file. All right. Now the recipients are, I'm going to obviously select somebody from our internal system. So let's say Paul, Pim, and Jacqueline. Select, and I'm going to add myself. And I'm going to add my own personal email address. There we go. The due date for this is the 30th of this month. Please review before Turkey Fest. Make that 27, and CC is nobody, and then I'm going to create a task. And that's all there is to it. So what you can see now is that we have sent out a task to the set of individuals. I can keep tabs on it because I see a little yellow dot, which is new. This is one of the capabilities that we add in the system. There's a little yellow dot that tells me there's something going on with this particular drawing. Within the next few minutes, I'm going to see the actual email come in. And when that happens, I'll open it up. Oh, TaskForce notifications. It should be here. Here we go. Let me open up this particular file. There we go. So the recipient of these files, what they get, and this is completely customizable the way that this works, is will receive a document that is for review in this case. So this person has issued a task to you regarding this document for review, and even if I don't have access, I can simply download this document, and it's going to download that particular file. So if I say open, then the file is being opened, right? So this is the document that was just sent out. Now that individual has the ability to open up that document. They can provide remarks on it. They can, I understand I selected a different drawing here. They can put comments on it. They can review it. They can do all kinds of stuff with it. But what they will need to do in order to close out that particular activity, what they will need to do is from that email, they can simply click on this hyperlink here, which brings them into the TaskForce application, right? So in here, they can say the response is, I love this. And the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to add a little document to it. So let's say startup PDF. And let's say we're going to take this particular file. Boom. When this is completed, when I'm done, I can say I've completed my task, I confirm it, and what the application will do, right? So we created one task for this particular drawing foundation plan. If I go to the home page, I can suddenly see that there is one additional task that is issued by me. So this is a task for review for 5 recipients for this particular project. And if I take a look at the status, I will actually see that one of the 5 people completed their task. Right? So I can actually jump into what the outcome was per the individual recipient. So apparently Edwin said, I love this, and he uploaded a document to actually provide some feedback on this particular file. So from here, I can then say, okay, cool, I've got everything we need. I can take this file, I can then redistribute it, I can upload it, I can look at the remarks, I can now do all of the other things that I want to do as soon as this is 100% complete. Or I can close the task because I was really only waiting for one person to provide feedback. So again, this is a very flexible system that helps you keep track of things that you issue to other people without enforcing a very governed and controlled workflow system to people. And that's a big differentiator with the document control system that we also have, right? So the second scenario is a little bit more elaborate, because we kind of said that, okay, cool, what we want to do is we have a set of empty drawings, placeholders, and we need somebody to provide and update those actual drawings, right? So what we can do is we can say, cool, let's take a look at what the ribbon here is, what we interjected in Office 365, what that provides to us, right? So I can say here, I'm going to generate a few placeholders. I have a set of drawings that I need to get provided, and I want to receive them into the drawing format, and I need 5 new drawings, right? So then I will say generate, and the system is actually just automatically going to generate those placeholders. And the placeholders are based on a predefined template that you have uploaded and specified in the system. Or you can, on the fly, you can add the template of your choosing, right? So if I hit close, the system is going to refresh a little bit here, and you can see that we've got placeholders 61 through 65. Cool. However, what we don't have yet is they don't have an official number. So I'm not 100% done yet. These are just empty drawing files. I'm going to say I all want them to be revision 0, plan 1, and the discipline is going to be, I don't know, 402 expediting, and the document type is a project schedule. Let's just take this. Oh, shoot. Come on. We'll call this plan 2, plan 3, 4, and 5. Excellent. So they all have kind of the required metadata, but what they don't have is the official number assigned. So I'll tick box these, and then I'll go back to the tool that we have, the ribbon that we introduced into Office 365, and we'll say we're going to create official numbers for them, right? So you would select the documents and hit the numbering tool, and the system will automatically start generating the appropriate numbers for these files. So the generated number, it's looking at them. Yep, this looks perfectly fine. I have the ability to update it if I want to by just clicking on this little marker there, but I'm going to say generate. So effectively what we have done, I might have been a little bit too trigger happy here. Here we go. Effectively what I've done, I generated a set of placeholders, and what we're going to do right now, those placeholders are based on a template of my choosing, because I could have selected PDF for drawing or any other type of template. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to create a task for these 5 documents so that people actually get a notification to say, you will need to update this, right? So I'm going to add a task, and I'm going to say the reason for issue is documents to deliver, new documents for tank farm south, and the expected response is I need to get a file back, and the recipient is I'm just going to say me again, and the due date is the end of the month or the 1st of December. Please use the included template for this and the assigned drawing numbers. Then I would hit create task, which essentially tells this person, E. Elmanor at Cadac, you need to start delivering these set of files, right? Again, you can see that these drawings are now marked, so you can keep a track of it. If you go back to the home page, or you can jump to the ribbon or to the dashboard from the ribbon bar. But if we go back to the home page, we can now also see, okay, issued to me, new documents for tank farm. The first task, we closed that out. We said it's done. But in here, I can keep track of what these documents are, the documents that we've sent out. These are template drawings that we are sending, and you can kind of keep track of the task that needs to be completed. Right. So very efficient, very user-friendly, very easy to work with. Right. So if I take a look at my email again, I'm going to receive I will have received a very similar email that will say something very similar to say, I issued a task to you, here's a set of documents to deliver. And when I click on this drawing here, it will actually start downloading and open up that drawing. So you can see here's the official number that we assigned. If I hit open, let's say allow. On my left screen now, AutoCAD PNID is opening, so this will take a few seconds. Come on. All right. And you can see that the system loaded an empty template with all of the settings that need to be incorporated for this template, right? So line width settings, title block settings, all of that is simply incorporated. So now I can finish my drawing and complete this task that I need to work on, right? So that's how easy that works. All right, I've got about 2 minutes left. So the last scenario, what we're not really going into today, which I'm more than happy to facilitate a meeting around that, is what do you do with all the stuff that you get back? And what you quickly seen a little bit is that we have a clipboard that allows you to then take the files that you've received as a response and start acting on those files again in the SharePoint system. So you can paste them back into the SharePoint library, you can put them on your hard drive, there's all kinds of capability that you can do based from that particular clipboard, right? Now, the last scenario that we were going to talk about today is the ability to send out a set of drawings, right? So I already did a set, but what if you have a package of files that you would like to send out and you would like to keep track of it as a package, right? So what we're going to do here is we're going to generate a new placeholder, but the placeholder in this case is not it's not an individual file, but it's called a workpack placeholder, right? So I'm going to say generate a placeholder again. Instead of a document, I'm going to say vendor work package placeholder, and I only need one, right? So I'll hit generate, and now it's done. It's generated that placeholder. And the same thing is going to apply, right? So what the system did, it created technically this is called a set of documents or a document set in the SharePoint system, but it generated this particular document set. But again, it doesn't have a formal number yet. So what we're going to do, we're just going to update the properties here quickly. Properties, there we go. And we're going to say the unit is this, and oh, hold on. That is my bad, my mistake. quick edit, add the discipline, and then add a document type. There we go. And then we're going to assign the appropriate number to it. Right, so we're going to say this placeholder needs an official number, placeholder 66, and the system knows exactly, based on formulas, what it needs to do. So this is work package 25, and now we're going to have a particular work package, right? So based on this vendor work package, where did you go? No, here we go. Based on this new work package, placeholder 66, we can now add in a set of files. So let me just grab a bunch of files that I would like to send out. Let me see, there's nothing that, one second here, PDF. So we'll just take a set of files. That we want to upload. Oh, just one. Here we go. Now we've got all the files that we want to send out. Oh, great. I'm selecting somewhat bigger files. That's fine. Again, we can do the same trick. We can quickly update all of this, all of the required properties. So I can go in, do the quick edit trick again, say this is revision 0, 1, 3, and 1. Discipline is all project management, and document type is all project plans. And we're going to drag this down, title on the PDF, and titles on the PDF. Right. Now, what I can do in the system from here, if I go one step back and I want to send out this complete pack of files. Oh, let me just do this. Here we go. I can select this one individual tick box here and say, okay, all of the documents in this set or in this folder, I want to send out these documents to somebody who needs to act on them. So I can say all of these are for information, and I just need you to acknowledge that you received them, and I can say they're again going to me, and they're also going to my personal email address, and the due date is let's say the 1st of February, the 7th of February, for your information only. I hit create tasks, and again, what the system is going to do is going to send out this package of drawings for people to review. So if I take a look at the dashboard again, and that's how quickly you can send out packages of files. You can see that there's a for information task. And if I look at the details here of that for information task, you can see that here's my little description, but I can also see no files attached to this SharePoint document. Okay, well, that must be a little buggy, but you can see that we send out this work package here, this vendor document work pack. All right. So again, if I take a look at the email, which I should have received by now, you can see that I'm receiving Edwin Elmendorp issued a task to Edwin Elmendorp, which is kind of funny, of course. But it's for information. The due date is Wednesday, February 7. If I click on this work package, I can see the documents that are included. Oh, or maybe not. There seems to be a little error here. But essentially what this should show you is a overview of all the files that are included with this set of documents. All right. Are there any questions? There's a little chat box on the right hand side when you're logged in, and if you do have any questions, please raise your hand or just let us know if you have any questions. With that, we're kind of coming to the end of our presentation here. So let me just see the final slides that I wanted to display. So we did the 3 scenarios. So kind of finishing off here, right? So the TaskForce allows you to easily control tasks that are related to documents. So again, it's not the big system, and some people really need a big system. So, but if you want to quickly share a set of files, keep track of it, then TaskForce might be a really good solution for you, right? We've actually done some pretty amazing things and some pretty complex projects. But if your organization, it also depends on the organization that you have, right? So some organizations are really up for a bigger system. Some organizations are really not so much because they don't have anything. They're still doing things on paper and they have no way of having any form of control. And this might be a really good way to get started, right? TaskForce allows you to collaborate on documents with externally as well as with internal people. And that's a very important thing. You can very easily, very quickly send out a set of tasks that you want to keep track of for both internally and external people. It's not a lengthy and complex implementation. Absolutely not. This is a matter of literally a couple of hours. We'll walk you through. Sign up online. You'll get the instructions how to do the download, how to deploy it, where all the bells and whistles are. We're adding a couple of hours of startup. What we're not doing is we're not completely customizing your SharePoint environment. Not saying that we can't, but that's not part of the couple of hours, right? So we can completely help you with information governance and how to set up a SharePoint environment to organize your data. But if you deploy TaskForce out of the box, it is literally a couple of hours and you're up and running. It is officially running on the world's leading collaboration platform. So it is running on Microsoft SharePoint Online. For people familiar with it, it's a very awesome platform. It's not a very expensive program. It's a monthly subscription per user. The good thing is that we are only charging for the people that are actually issuing a task. So we're not charging for people that are receiving documents. Only way so you can issue tasks to 1 million people. I hope you do, but you're not being charged for it. You can do that with a single license. So you can run review cycles, approval cycles, but we're not managing the full-blown life cycle. We're managing the individual tasks that you execute on a document, right? So give it a try. Go online, take a look at it, sign up. You'll get emails with information. We'll have people follow up with you, see how everything is going, help you get it deployed, help you get set up. Just give it a go. Try it out and let us know what you think. With that, I'm going to close out this session. If there's any questions, just feel free to kind of reach out. I do see a few questions left and right. All right, I see a question from one of our existing customers. Dan, let's have a quick discussion afterwards on that particular topic. The short answer is yes, we can integrate it with the existing package that we already have. A few slides in the beginning, I also mentioned that we can have it running in your on-premise solution. So you're not restricted to just on-premise or SharePoint Online. It runs on both. And yes, we have plans to eventually in the future to see if we can replace the Organize Explorer tool with this functionality, but that's not there just yet. I think that some other person has also a question, Tammy Smith. Is it possible to have others in my group view this same presentation? I would also include my IT advisor that helps us with Cadac. Absolutely. Tammy, we can set up a meeting all the time. I'm very familiar with your group. So we can set up this presentation anytime you would like to take a look at it. More than happy to do a personal presentation like this. And at the same time, we can very easily, if you do have SharePoint Online, we can might as well just deploy it and people can take a look at it. Any other questions? I don't see any other questions. Well, I see somebody typing, so I'll wait there. Thank you. All right. Again, feel free to reach out, give us a call, send us an email. I'm quickly going to skip here over the over this. Please reach out to she's working with us, Jacqueline Verhege. She's supporting me with doing more sales, more better sales. So please feel free to go online, sign up, reach out. We'll be in touch very shortly, and more than happy to set up additional meetings and sessions and go much more in depth than this short introduction. With that, thank you very much for all the questions, and hope to talk to you soon. Thank you.